My name is Paul LaRue. I spouse Sylvia Howe and I moved to Columbus about 5 years ago and joined the church soon after. I've been growing orchids off and on for a number of years. Since moving to Ohio, I have not been as successful with as many varieties as I had been in the past, but here are a few of them. These are Phalaenopsis, sometimes called moth orchids. Um, you'll find in any store you go into. What makes an orchid look distinctive is that it is uniform from side to side. It has a petal on each side, a lip which is made up of a petal, or sometimes a pouch made up of a petal, and then three sepals, one at the peak and two at the lower sides. Um, This one happens to be yellow. Here's a white one. This is actually another branch of that same one. When you go into a store and look for them, um, find a nice healthy plant. They should have nice, robust, thick leaves because this stores water and nutrients. The roots you'll see, and you can actually pull them out of the pot that they have in the store and take a look at them. They'll often look green because they have chlorophyll. The roots themselves will be converting sunlight to energy. This is a dendrobium. No, it's an oncidium actually. Um, Slightly different, has very much thinner roots, as you can see. This is an orchid that at the moment doesn't look like much of anything because it's a deciduous orchid. During what would be in the natural world a dry season, the leaves all fall off. You do not water it, and then it has just begun to sprout again. And I've just begun to water it again because this would be the rainy season. It will then put out leaves, and toward the end of that period of time, it will start to put out sprouts for the flowers, and then the leaves will fall off as the flowers come into bloom. Um, Orchids like this, most of these are fairly easy to grow in a household. Uh, I have many of them in a east-facing window, so that they get a fair amount of light, but not so much that it burns them. Um, they're over. In fact, here's one that's just about ready to rebloom. This one has a flower spike that still was from the original that came out of the store, but the bloom is about ready to open. And as you can see, some of the roots are air roots, and will just reach out to gather moisture and nutrients from the air, or in their natural setting, to grab onto a tree branch or another kind of something that will help stabilize it. Um, this is an oncidium. The moisture and the nutrients are held in a pseudobulb. Here, the pseudobulbs in the dendrobiums are long, thin canes, and on the Phalaenopsis, it's the thick leaves that hold the moisture and the roots. Again, this one is putting out some nice roots and beginning to have some sprouts that should have flower spikes before long. There are many other kinds of orchids. There are a number of orchids that grow naturally in Ohio. In our area which is not obviously tropical. But these are tropical orchids, which are most of what we would grow inside the house. In fact, you can buy terrestrial orchids that are native to China and plant in your yard, and they will grow here in Ohio. Um, so there are some companies that say put ice cubes on orchids, but if you think about these tropical orchids, ice would not be a natural thing that they would live with. You want to water them probably twice a week and really soak them so that the medium gets wet. In fact, I can feel that this is still moist here. And this should be moist, and I'm going to be keeping it moist throughout. This will stay moist. The others, you wait until they're pretty much dry, and then you water them again. You really soak them and let them absorb the water. If you'd like more information, and if you're a member of the church, give me a call. You'll find my number in the church directory, and I'll be glad to help you.